Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller, and I absolutely was blindsided. I was unprepared. I was not ready for this past week. It was insane. I really thought that I was doing the most, right? Like, I went to Scottsdale, Arizona this past weekend, and it was great. It was so much fun. Like, I love to travel. I went for the first time to Scottsdale last year. And this year was my second time. So I knew what to expect and I knew what I wanted to be getting done there, right? Like, I wanted to connect, I wanted to absorb, and I did those things. But like anything, I feel like I still didn't get everything done on my list. Like, there were so many things that I was like, yeah, I have this intention, I'm going to do it. And it did not happen. And one thing that does help is during the preparation, I did cut a couple things out. I was like, all right, let's not do too much. On the day that I left, I was planning on having my bags packed the night before. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have everything packed. I wanted to do a cute little TikTok for it because I wanted to vlog the trip. And I did do that, but I didn't end up packing until the next day. So I was like, okay, I was planning on recording my Monday episode the Friday that I left. So Sunday I would be able to completely rot as soon as I got home. That did not happen. I got home and I was tired, but I still had things to do. I had to record my podcast. I had to unpack. I needed to post a vlog on Saturday. That did not happen. It was just all of these things that I had great intentions for. On the bright side, my house was clean. I didn't have to worry about cleaning anything when I got home, just taking out my laundry. And I thought, okay, I have goals for August. I'm going to be able to get them done by the time I wake up on Monday, right? Because I thought I had all day Sunday. I was very specific in booking my flights this year. I booked a 2 p.m. flight on the way there. So I was going to arrive at 3 with the time change. And then on the way back home, I was going to land in KC at 10:30. And I estimated getting home around noon, right? And I thought, okay, I'm going to have the second half of the day. I'm going to relax. I'm going to recuperate. And that just did not happen. And I couldn't catch up this week. Oh my gosh. I struggled. I struggled meeting the goals that I had set out for myself for the month of August. And I kind of felt like I was running on a wheel, but not getting anywhere. And so I had to take a little bit of a pause and think, all right, are my goals unreasonable? And I was taking a look at all the things that I set out to do. I was thinking, if I'm spending my time in an unproductive way, being on social media or not being as productive, all the things, right? And so I'm going through my list and I'm thinking, what is wrong? Why do I feel like I just can't catch up? And it did hit me that this is the week prior to my period. And so I get a little tired during this time. And then with the flight and everything and not having my ducks in a row exactly before I left, I think it really did put it in perspective of the things that I was not going to be able to accomplish or achieve. And then I started thinking about, where I'm spending my time. And I was looking at this past week, I had a board meeting that was super long this week. So that took time out of my regular schedule. Coming back from a trip took time out of my schedule. I teach yoga class twice a week, so that took time out of my schedule. And I was just thinking about time and how important it is and how we should be so protective of our time and what we're doing with it. And I think about when I'm spreading myself too thin and how things start to slip through the cracks, right? And I'm not as focused. I'm not producing the best quality of work. And when I was thinking about my August goals, I was thinking, okay, like one of my intentions is to post on TikTok consistently. And I have not posted a video in like 3 days. I've filmed some content, but I haven't like put it out there yet. I haven't edited it. And one of the problems is because this past weekend, I didn't post one of my vlogs. So I was behind on editing and I needed to get that vlog up. And I now am like more on the right track of like I'll have a vlog posted on Saturday, but this entire week I also had the pressure of like, okay, I missed Saturday. I'm trying to edit. Maybe I get 2 videos up this week. And this normally happens, and maybe it might happen to you, but when I want to achieve something or do something and I miss a day, I think, okay, I'll just do double tomorrow instead of taking it in stride and thinking, okay, like if I did not post yesterday, I am not going to post twice today. I'm just going to make sure I have 2 content pieces. I'm able to post one today and then I take care of tomorrow's as well. So then I'm more prepared for like if something comes up, if something distracts me, and maybe I just am unable to do it. Like I have an appointment or just something unexpected, right? And so this past week I was thinking, I really need to get a vlog up. I really need to be doing more. And my energy levels have just been they've dropped completely because I'm about to have my period. So I don't feel as like energetic. My mood and energy is like kind of low, and it's taking like a lot to do the things I absolutely have to do, like my day-to-day job. And so I was thinking, all right, like I'm going to be able to get a vlog up. Is the content that I'm scurrying to try and post, is it going to be like quality content, or is it just going to be like, yep, a check box? And I realized that I don't want to be just producing to produce. I want to make my output to be so intentional. I want when I create something for it to be beautiful and not rushed. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking about like quality over quantity. This was in regards to like thrifting clothes. And if I have this like mindset around, clothing or the pieces that I'm buying for my home, where it's this quality over quantity, where I want the pieces where I absolutely love them. They're going to last generations in comparison to like, okay, this was just quick. And so if I'm thinking about the content that I'm putting out, I want to make sure that's intentional. I want to make sure that it is quality and is going to stand up to the test of time, where it doesn't matter when you are watching the video or when you are listening to the podcast, or even if you're like re-listening to episodes, it's still going to be quality content and not just like, oh, that was like quick, or that didn't make the impact that I was expecting. So I've kind of been doing like an audit of my time, and also thinking like, what are some of the things that I can cut out? What are some of the things that I might need to like take a seat, take a little back burner, if you will. And one of the things that really makes me prepared to like focus on cutting things out or auditing is to see what I have. So if I'm cleaning my house, I folded, you guys. I brought down my fall clothes, my like sweatshirts and like some of my layered options. And I started packing up some of the sundresses because I've either worn them a couple times this season and don't see myself wearing them for an event or anything this past weekend. I've also picked up a couple pieces of clothing, and I want to be able to have hangers to hang them up in my closet. So I did like swap out my clothes. I don't have like my winter stuff. So like no Christmas, none of that, but I did swap it out. And so I was going through my clothing pieces and I was thinking, okay, like, can I donate this? Did I wear this year? And something that I had to let go of is denim. I had like a couple of pairs of jeans that are just like not in style anymore. And I picked the pieces that were like quality, and I thought these are going to last some storage. So I put them in a box and I stored them, and then all the other ones I donated. So that's a good audit for me to like go through my clothes. Cleaning the house is always like a great refresh for me. Emptying out the trash cans. I love that. Spraying down the showers, right? Like just getting into the mindset. And I realized that this week was a preparation week. It was not a week for me to get things like done off my to-do list, as in like my goals, but it was kind of like peeling back the layers to get back down to the foundation of my routines, and setting up a environment that I am able to succeed. Because for me, if my desk is a mess, I know that I'm not going to produce quality content. If my closet or my clothes are piled up and none of the laundry is done, all I can think about is the clothing. And when my kitchen isn't clean, I can't have like that perfect cup of coffee. And so while it really bums me out, because I have like a habit tracker where I've been coloring on the boxes for each of the days that I've been completing my goal, like reading a book before bed. For the last couple of days, I've not read a book before bed. I also don't want to have my phone at 7 p.m. But because I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, because I've like ran into problems of, oh, this isn't done yet, but it's 9-10 o'clock at night and I'm still trying to finish it up. It has inhibited me from being able to like put down my phone before bed, right? And I know some of these can sound like excuses, but it's not even that. It's like literally my routine has fallen apart from this like little trip. And it made me think like, oh my gosh, like going on a trip is so much fun, and I love to travel, right? I love to experience new things, but sometimes like, is it worth it? And I would say like this trip, it was worth it, but I realize it's a trade-off. Like when I travel, when I'm going to do things, it's going to take away from other things, right? Like we know this. And I had like a couple things planned for like this upcoming year and into the fall. And I'm thinking, okay, like, is this a quality like place to use my time? Or is this like a moment where I need to like focus on my routine and grind away? Because I know a lot of people are getting in their last minute travel for summer and the end of summer and all those things, which I love, right? And I'm just thinking, okay, like how am I going to be able to set myself apart from who I am right now from the person like come this fall and this Christmas? Because the start of August, I was like, okay, this marks like the second half of the year. And I have like all of these goals and aspirations, and I've talked about them, and like 10K steps, and I really want to do it. But I'm also thinking, are these achievable with the environment that I'm in? And what am I like continuously adding to my schedule that is maybe like inhibiting me from actually achieving the goals? Like I haven't really gotten a chance to like hang out with my friends lately, and I find that it's because I've been like really working on these goals, and I have things that I want to achieve before the end of the year. And so it's a trade-off. It's like, okay, where am I spending my time? And while I love my friends, I'm noticing like at this point, like if I take time to do something else during that time, I'm thinking about what I should be doing. I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh gosh, like I needed to email that person back, or I needed to send that thing, or I haven't edited a vlog, or any of the things, right? And so I've been kind of just like going through it this week, and I don't know if this is like and I think, so I have a habit tracker. I mentioned that, right? And I'm looking at the things that I'm like marking off. I'm like doing really, really good on it. And I'm like, okay, like next month, maybe I still keep this as a goal, but it's like more of a habit now. And the things that I'm like completely bombing, I'm like, maybe I need to put this as more of the focus and take away like a couple of the other goals. So I don't know if I'm literally trying to do too much, or if I need to dial in my schedule a little bit better. I know that if you are not a master of your time, it will completely overtake you. And there's been a couple things that I've had to say no to, which hurt in the moment. But then after I'd said no, I was like, oh my gosh, like this makes me feel so much more centered, so much more grounded. And I feel like this moment this week has just been like okay, what can we take out? What can we clear away so that we can welcome like the next thing, or even like foster a better environment for me to achieve and accomplish like the things that I'm putting out. And this isn't to say that there aren't going to be weeks that you feel unmotivated, because this week I have felt just so drained and so tired and so behind. I know that rest is going to be my best option. I know that I need to be treating myself like with kindness, and also like as if I had the flu, like treating myself like I need to be taken care of. So like proper food, proper exercise, sunlight, all the things, not just like sitting over my computer trying to like type away in the dark, right? So I know that there are going to be moments where we can't do what we've set out to do, and that's okay. That's life. That happens. But instead of dwelling on it okay, I didn't do this, so I'm going to double it tomorrow. Like, I think that is the worst advice anybody has ever given me. Like, oh, if you didn't do your goals, just do double tomorrow. Like, I used to make sales calls. So it's like, okay, like if you didn't do enough today, do more tomorrow, which that might be a great technique for some people. But for me, I was like, why didn't I get the calls done today? Is it because like my prospects weren't good enough? Did I not vet the area? Have I not taken a look at my demographics or anything like that of, hey, like these people actually might need our services, or I haven't talked to them in 6 months. And then instead of doing double the next day, I just make sure whatever fell through the day before is fixed. Whereas like, if I had a lot of documents to get through, where can I start doing that a little bit every single day instead of it completely holding me back and muddling me down? So I wasn't able to achieve my goal. I don't think doubling is the right option for me right now. And instead of just like forcing myself to do more, I'm taking a step back and thinking, how can I do a little bit less? So the things that I am doing are so intentional and so purposeful, where I can feel good about it. And I don't have to beat myself up about not being 100% or not achieving like I wanted to, or even like fulfilling the expectations I had for myself, because expectations can be so good. But if you don't have the system around it, if you don't have the quality control, if you're not mentally there, the quality of work that you're going to be producing is not going to be as like amazing or as good. And I know this. And in the past, like I remember back in Instagram days, like I would do where I post every single day. And I did that for multiple years, and I'd be like, okay, it doesn't even matter what the post is. Like, I just need to get something up. And I look back and I've archived or deleted some of those things. So I'm like, that wasn't even necessary. Like that post wasn't helpful. It didn't fulfill anything. Like I look at it and I know it's not my quality work. So just like having a better mindset of, if I'm putting something out there, it's going to be the highest quality. It's going to be exactly what my intentions were. And just like, sometimes you have to dial down. You have to take a step back. You have to think, am I trying to do too much? Is this not impactful, not effective? And in the moment it can suck, because it's like, oh, doing less means doing less. I'm going to be less productive, but actually doing less can help you do more in the other areas and excel in other areas. So even if like it's not 10, 20, 15 things on your list, instead it's like, okay, it's these 5 things, 4 things, 2 things that I'm doing, but I'm doing them with such intention that the impact is tenfold. So those 2 things is better and greater than the 10 things on my list or the 20 things on my list, because I had the focus, I had the dedication. So this past week, I've just like trying to recalibrate, and I'm trying to think, what is going to be the best use of my time? How can I be of service to others? What can I be doing in my personal life so my professional life is, exponentially greater? Or what can I be doing and pivoting in my professional life so that my private life is better? So it has just been a whirlwind of a week. If you're feeling it as well, like, I am totally with you. I'm looking forward to the weekend, and honestly, just like preparing and getting even more mindful with my time. So thank you so much for listening to this Friday episode. I know it's not normally what we do, just a little chatty episode, you and me, and I appreciate it. So if you like this episode, which I'm hoping you did if you got this far, please like, subscribe, all of the things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.